Hi, it's me, and that's him, and we're the Sci-Fi Scholars.
And today, we're talking 10 Cloverfield Lane. So this week, we're doing things a little bit differently. We realised as we were doing it before that it was a long discussion that we had. So if you want to see the discussion, click right here.
We just tell you the plot.
Pretty much. We enjoy this movie a lot, so we talk about it a lot.
Yeah.
And we can't stress enough to stay spoiler-free from this movie.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to put up that link to our spoiler-free video because I want to stress enough that do not watch this movie or watch this review without seeing the movie because
the intensity of the movie is based around the fact you don't know what's going to happen. That it is a mystery. The trailer doesn't give anything away. The trailer sets you up going into a movie, and then they set you up with it's being Cloverfield, and then it goes, yeah, kind of, maybe a little bit, but this is it's a completely standalone movie, which would be perfect to go see as just a thriller, having never seen Cloverfield or anything else.
Yes. So, watch the movie before you watch this review.
Yeah.
And now that you're back,
sweet.
Let's talk about 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah. So,
the music. That's where I've got to start. The music for me was just epic.
Yes.
Ben McCreary, who I've been a fan of for a while, I didn't even know it was his music.
Yeah.
That's how well he adjusted. It is brilliant.
And
absolutely brilliant. I can't get enough of the music. Every moment he hits, it's not in your way. It actually just, he gets out of the way when he needs to and builds it drastically when he needs to. And he's forefront. The music is forefront.
Yeah.
Like the start.
It just starts with just the music playing over the visuals. And it's not quietly playing in the background. It's there.
It's
the music,
moving.
And it sets up the emotional journey where she's starting from. Like, it's strong emotional music covering what would have been a very emotional thing for her to do as well.
That's what I really liked about that opening scene is you start with this bombastic music in a good way, and then it tells you everything you need to know about this character's where she's starting.
Yeah.
We see her basically leaving her life.
Yeah.
We see Michelle at the very start. She puts down her engagement ring.
Yeah.
And is running away.
Yeah. And just leaves.
And she just leaves.
It cuts a little bit between that things, but her taking stuff out. She tries to make a phone call, but obviously you don't hear that either. It's just the music. And then she gets in a car, drives away, and it's still just the music.
And it just slowly brings in sound effects when she stops at
the petrol station.
The Kelvin petrol station, which is an inside joke for JJ Abrams fan. And then it slowly brings in the sound effects, and then she's in a car accident.
Yeah. But you hear a little bit of a phone call back to the fiancé and a little bit of radio by this point. But then there's a car crash, and the other music basically gone, and it's the sound effects, a bit of the sound effects of the car crash.
Yeah. And this is where we really start to see her journey.
Yeah.
Like Michelle. We're moving on to Michelle's journey now.
Yeah.
I really like the start because it really paints the picture of who she is at that moment. And then we get all these moments that lead her to the
including
end.
to the point where she's, like, partway through the movie, she talks about her regret, where she just says she didn't go save this little girl. She ran away like she always does. Whenever things get tough, she runs away.
Yeah.
Which is how she starts.
Yes.
But by the end, the final scene is basically her on a road, and she hears on the radio that she can either turn to Houston to go, or she sees a sign saying you can go to Houston or go to Baton Rouge, and she hears on the radio, come to Houston if you've got any military experience, if you've got any medical experience, we're mounting a defense to take back America. This is also how it ties in a little bit to Cloverfield.
Or we believe it does.
Because they say the eastern seaboard's fallen, but we're mounting a defense again, so come fight. So she decides to go to Houston and shows her she's not running away, she's joining in this time. And we presume the eastern seaboard falling is somehow related to New York falling on the eastern seaboard in Cloverfield. But even that, you don't know.
But that's just really cool. You saw her whole story arc from being a person that runs away to a person that's got to help out and run to that.
But she goes through something traumatic to get to that point, which a lot of people would get PTSD or something from and become more afraid. But I guess she somehow learned to overcome that because she does escape and overcome it. Now she feels that she's in a position where she can go find someone else who was in that kind of traumatic experience and say, you can get through this, you can be a survivor. Which is actually what they say on the radio. Like, if you're a survivor, come help.
And the actress Mary Winstein, I can't remember her whole name, but she nails it. The whole cast nails it. John Goodman is
the best creep ever.
Best creep ever. His character is you're not sure about him at the start, and then you start to think, oh, maybe he's actually really actually helping, and he believes he is helping, and then there's just moments where it clicks, and you're just like, okay, maybe he's not, and then it's ended up revealed that he is a creep.
Yeah, he's internally consistent, which in a lot of movies they don't have. Like, all of the characters are internally consistent, and that's what makes this movie. It is a movie of three people interacting through a traumatic experience.
Yes.
And not entirely knowing all the information. And it's just fantastic how they do everything. Like, each scene is really important. Like, I couldn't think of a scene in this movie that should have been cut.
I can't think of a single moment in the movie that I didn't enjoy. The entire movie just built. There was this amazing pacing.
Yeah.
There was so slow in moments, but it felt so fast paced, and it just ramped up as it went. And then there was moments where it dropped off and let you recover a little bit, but you're still in that little suspense moment. I've never been in a movie where I felt more suspense and more edge in my seat and more going, what's going to happen? What's going to happen?
Partly because Howard is a bit of a creep, and you just don't know when he's going to snap.
Yeah.
Because as it progresses, you see more and more of how his internal logic works.
Yeah.
But towards the beginning, he just seems to snap over the smallest insignificant things. But
the biggest snap and the biggest click is in the moment when he confronts Emmett and Michelle, in the moment when they've been stealing things to make their own gas mask and stuff so they can go outside to see what's actually going on. And then he confronts them about that. And so Emmett takes the fall and says, oh, it was all me. I was trying to steal your gun because I wanted the power, because I've seen the way that Michelle respects you.
Yes.
And I want that respect.
Yeah, which was a lie, but
which was
the only way he could sell it to Howard to make Howard believe it.
And then Howard believes him and goes, I'll forgive you, and then pulls a gun and shoots him. And then in that very next moment you see him with Michelle, he's clean shaven.
Yep.
He's talking about them being a family.
Yeah.
And he's trying to be really fatherly, and that was the big snap and the big okay.
And
he's
really
taken her. Yeah. While he saved her on accident, but the reason he's taken her is because he misses his own daughter.
Yeah, which is reinforced with the previous scene where Michelle talks to Emmett and finds out that there's been another girl that's been kidnapped and tried to escape, which is when they decide they are going to have to try to escape to find out what's outside. And fortunately, they're in a conspiracy theorist bunker with all of the materials that teach them how to make anything.
Yes.
Which is how they learn to make the suit and escape in the first place.
Which comes in very handy later when she finally does get outside. This is when the movie takes that twist that you don't expect, but you do expect.
Yeah, it goes from like a creepy thriller kidnapping movie
to a sci-fi.
Yeah.
Like, there's aliens, basically.
Yeah.
But it feels earned. There's a moment where you're just like, yeah, this is earned. But the gas mask comes really in handy afterwards, where when she gets out there, she sees birds flying. She's like, oh.
First of all, she's freaking out because she's just had a fight with Howard and the bunker's exploding, and it's that sound effect. Then I guess she calms down, her adrenaline goes down. They bring the soundtrack of the birds up. Yeah, so they bring the soundtrack up, and
in those there's a moment when there's this flying ship. That's when that flying ship comes in. And the really cool moment with those flying ships is it was really suspenseful, and they did a really good job of making her survive without giving too much away. And then there's a moment where she runs to the house and she believes it's people in a house when they're not.
Yeah.
And then the spaceship comes over and
stuff
goes crazy.
Starts gassing, like dumping pesticide, like an anti-pesticide plane.
That's where that comes in handy.
But
it's the moment after that I really like is when because it's got tentacles.
Yeah.
And it picks up the car.
Yes.
She makes a makeshift bomb.
The Molotov coconut.
Yeah. And when she times the throw right and actually kills the
flying creature.
The flying creature that is not a spaceship. It's a creature in a armor of some sort. Yeah. But there's this moment where you're like, she's so high up, if she falls, she's going to die.
Yeah.
But what they do is they do this really small 5 second, it was barely even noticeable, that it tries to catch it again, which stops the fall, and then drops it from a smaller distance, which makes you go, oh, she can walk away from that. And that was a really cool moment where they actually took that moment to do that.
Yeah, so this movie doesn't just have really good emotional stuff, but it puts in the extra bits of effort to make it plausible.
Yes. And like we said in our other video, best movie we've seen in a long time.
Yeah, like, totally recommend it. This, obviously you've seen it now, but like, we also just, like, we don't know whether we want to see it again or not, because it works so well because you don't know what's happening, but we know there's stuff we've missed and we want to see it again.
Yeah.
It's just such good conflict.
To write down this movie is the direction, which was by a newcomer.
Yeah,
Dan Trachtenberg. Absolutely amazing, beautiful direction. The music, absolutely insane. That is the best music I've heard in years. Acting, totally nailed everything.
Yep. It's shot completely different to Cloverfield, but still gives the same feel because it's a bunch of people dealing with some sort of incident, and it's kind of resolved, but it's kind of not.
Which I really like.
Yeah, which has happened in both of them. I find it a bit annoying. I like having a bit more information or being able to find some more information, like doing a little bit of research. But of course, there's not. It's a movie. That's it. Like,
it's JJ Abrams.
Yeah.
That's what I really like. The movie was not even known 2 months ago that it existed.
Yeah.
And now we've got it.
And it's the best movie ever.
Yeah. One of our favourites.
Cool.
So, hit that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up like button.
Click on me for previous videos, him for the next one, which should be Man of Steel.
Yes,
next week.
Man of Steel next week.
Getting ready for Dawn of Justice.
Which I'm pretty excited about.
That'd be pretty good as well. So yeah.
Thank you very much for watching.
See you next time.